Good evening to you from Tynecastle on a night when Hearts really do begin to reap the rewards from that famous Scottish Cup final win over Rangers last May. Now, having seen off the Estonian side Lantana, Hearts really are in with the big boys tonight, and Real Mallorca of Spain will be formidable opponents. We know that. They've just beaten the mighty Barcelona home and away to win the Spanish Super Cup. And after what happened at Old Trafford last night, you realise just what an achievement that was. Charlie Nicholas joins me at Tynecastle. Charlie, how tough will this be tonight for Hearts, do you feel?
Oh, this is a major test. I've got a few players out, as we know, Hearts. But I think Adam and Hamilton can cause some problems. But for me, it's all about keeping a clean sheet tonight. If they do that, that'll be good enough for me.
A clean sheet will be good enough for Charlie. OK, it's Hearts Real Mallorca. Let's now join our commentary team tonight, the former Hearts striker John Robertson and Ian Crocker.
Thank you very much, Jim. European nights, you just can't beat them. And maybe this is what Hearts need to fire themselves up after some pretty poor recent results. They are up against one of the fast emerging forces in Spanish football, though. Mallorca in Europe for the first time in their 82-year history after the most successful season in their history. And make no mistake, they're a highly talented team, but then Hearts are a highly talented team on their day. Tynecastle gets a first glimpse of the players. A handful of supporters coming over from the island of Mallorca. It's fair to say that Hearts haven't exactly got the biggest squad in the world. And the bare bones are certainly showing tonight, with Thomas Flugel, Jose Kitongo and Steve Fulton joining Colin Cameron and Rob McKinnon on the injured list. The loss of Fulton, a big blow. He failed a late test, but Stephen Pressley passed one. Stefano Salvatore has overcome a groin problem, and Hearts can call on their veteran defender, Dave McPherson.
Well, it's certainly an injury ravaged side, as you said, Ian, and they'll be looking for this man here, Dave McPherson, back for his first game of the season, incredibly, to use his vast experience given with Rangers and previously with Hearts to keep Presley and Ritchie in check. But the main surprise for me tonight is David Weir, normally a centre-half. He was there for Scotland the World Cup. He's been asked to deploy as a man marker in the centre of the field, alongside Neil McCann, who will be asked to supply the ammunition up front for Hamilton and Adam to try and shoot Hearts to glory.
Mallorca paid a price for their success last season. Most of their star names were snapped up by bigger clubs in the summer. Argentinian international keeper Carlos Roa is one of only 5 survivors from the team that started the Spanish Cup final in May. Another is talented Yugoslav Jovan Stankovic, watch out for him. And the club's new strike force includes their most expensive summer signing, Dani.
Well, there's no doubt that the victory over Barcelona showed you just how good a side this is. Number 13, Carlos Roa, is a national hero in Scotland for a day when he saved 2 penalties that knocked England out of the World Cup. But this is a man here, number 16, Arpon, who David Weir has been brought in to mark. He's the one that does the fetching and carrying to supply the ammo for their very, very expensive forward line of Dani and Lopez. They're the men that will give Hearts problems tonight, and hopefully the Hearts back three can keep a clean sheet and make it all square going into the second leg.
Well, with the change in formation and a general lack of personnel, David Weir is pushed forward into midfield to keep a check on Arpon. Carlos Roa, who denied England at the World Cup, has been linked in the past couple of weeks with the move to the Premiership in England. Mallorca see this man as the main threat, Neil McCann. They know he's speedy, they know he's skillful. But Dani has had a tremendous start to his Mallorca career after joining from Real Madrid. 3 goals in 4 games. It's Mallorca in their change kit of white shirts and black shorts who will start this game. There was no separating England and Spain last night as Manchester United and Barcelona shared a 6-goal thriller. How will Scotland fare against the Spaniards tonight? Hearts easily overcame the Estonians of Lantana, 6-0 on aggregate to qualify for this first round tie, but they will be in for a much more testing time at Tynecastle tonight. And the referee comes from Italy, Alfredo Trontalonche, as of course do all his officials. Mallorca, who are hanging on to possession at the moment, they have already lifted their first piece of silverware. beating Barcelona in the Spanish Super Cup last month. They're unbeaten so far in the Primera Liga, although that's not quite as good as it sounds, because the Spanish season is only 2 games old. They haven't conceded a goal yet, though. Free kick from Siviero, one of the Argentinian signings in the summer. The coach, Hector Cooper, is Argentinian, hence there are plenty of his fellow countrymen around as well. Goal kick. And Dani, who has scored 3 goals in his first 4 games for Mallorca, not really showing us how he managed to do that then.
Well, that's a bit worrying for Hearts there, really, Ian. They gave him a little bit too much room, and when you've got a guy as good as this, Dani, up front, the last thing you want to do is be inviting him to have a pot of your goal. But it's over the bar, and Hearts survive an early scare.
And Gonga. Stankovic, who can be a real threat, the Yugoslav. He's got some lovely skills, as he's showing now. Dani. Gary Locke gets stuck into him. Salvatore able to take up the Hearts cause. And the Italian is on a super surge. Couldn't quite find the pass to go with it. But a chance maybe. That's Roa, who, like most continental keepers, prefers to punch. Hamilton. And Hearts at least giving Mallorca something to think about.
Yeah, it wasn't a bad move at all there. Stefano Salvatore made great ground down the right-hand side, and they worked a chance here for Jim Hamilton. He's very unlucky with a little turn. A great ball for Stefan Adam here, and the goalkeeper does well. Carlos Roa there punching. I'm sure he didn't want to spoil that one out of his hands, but Mallorca got the danger clear.
Lopez couldn't get the better of Ritchie. And no free kick given. It was won fairly by Weir. Here's McCann. Mallorca know that his speed will cause them problems. They trained here last night, the Spaniards, for well over 2 hours, in fact, and the first man the Spanish media mentioned was Neil McCann. Marcelino. Naismith. McCann again. Made his debut for Scotland as a substitute in Lithuania. Here's David Weir. Locke. Adam is over there with him, but Locke decides not to use him, and he picks out Jim Hamilton. A chance here for Hamilton! And Roa gets down at his near post.
Well, this will certainly encourage Hearts. It's a fantastic ball from Gary Locke. Jim Hamilton peels off. He's been taking a bit of stick for the Hearts fans recently, but I'll tell you something, this kid can finish. He's one of the best strikers of the ball in the game. He knows the route to go, and that's not a bad effort with his weaker foot.
Well, he was top scorer last season with 15 goals. Naismith's header. Olaizola down the line for Loren, the Cameroon international, but he's unable to keep it in play. Another of the many summer signings made by Mallorca after so many of their team from last season moved on to Pastures New and Pastures Coranda. They're still a small team, really, compared to the big boys in Spain, but they have done remarkably well. They don't exactly have a checkered history, Mallorca. They were given a big financial boost around about 3 years ago when they were taken over by a TV station. Now there's an idea. Naismith will take the free kick. Hamilton wants it, just about there. It's aimed towards him. Naismith's header, Hamilton on the chase, but Marcelino will get there reasonably comfortably. Adam, can he latch onto the pass from Salvatore? Not quite. Miguel Soler was covering. Vastly experienced defender who played for both Madrid clubs and for Barcelona. And here he is again, 33 now. Vicente Ngonga has to fend off Hamilton. Surely offside. Indeed it is.
Well, it's been quite a lively start to the match, Ian. Both sides have had shots at goal there, but you see the Hearts defence standing up. Oh, well, I'll tell you what, when that ball was played, it may well have been level, but not being part of that. It was a good decision from the linesman there.
Here's Weir. Gary Locke at the throw. Jim Jeffries, who of course was a player here of some note as well, and has had a really successful 3 years in charge. Given away by Locke, surprisingly, and it's Stankovic, and you don't want to give it to this man. Well, maybe you do in that instant.
Yeah, he's got a lot more ability than that there, but I think he'd be a bit unkind to Gary Locke. I'm sure it was Stephen Presley, but they do look kind of similar there, though I don't think either one of them will thank you for saying that.
Adam. Weir. And is that going to go for the corner? It most certainly is.
Well, this could be a threat, Ian, because there's no doubt with Davy Weir, Stephen Presley and the return of Big Dave McPherson in there, all 6'4" of them. Hearts pose a massive threat, and keep an eye on Hamilton as well. He's lurking. He's very good in the air.
It's Locke's corner then. Hamilton's header turned into a clearing one. Salvatore gets the free kick. And the big Italian who's missed the last 4 games through injury. Making his return tonight though, and Hearts glad to see him back considering the injury crisis that they are currently experiencing. And it's Salvatore who will take the free kick. Presley. Locke. Dan was peeling away out wide again. He had to settle for the throw. French striker who was left on the bench on Saturday when Hearts slumped to a 2-0 defeat at home to Dundee. A disappointing result. He did spark things up a little bit when he came on though. Hamilton isn't quite going to be able to get to that. Goal kick to Mallorca. The manager of Mallorca, Hector Cooper, Argentinian, and he actually was linked with the national manager's job when Daniel Passarella left. He didn't get it, but there is a big school of thought in Spain, that in Argentina rather, that he will do one day. I'm sure they probably don't want him to go to Mallorca Island, Spain.
To be fair, it's not the worst job you could imagine in the world there. I'm actually looking at this formation the Hearts have come out with, Ian, and they don't look quite defensive. Gary Locke and Gary Naismith both want to get forward, and perhaps with Neil McCann playing that little bit deeper, he'll get more of the ball.
Well, he's got it now. 2 men on him, no surprise. Naismith, McCann again. Ritchie playing the throw-in, but it was always going to be Mallorca's. And this is Loren taken out by David Weir. Free kick.
Yeah, Big Davey a bit late there. I don't think there's any doubt there was a foul, and welcome to Scotland.
It's Olai Zola with the free kick. Causing Hearts no problems whatsoever. 10 years ago, the Jambos enjoyed their best ever season in European competition. They reached the quarter-finals of the UEFA Cup and beat Bayern Munich 1-0 at home, only to lose 2-0 away. The decisive goal for Bayern, scored by Erland Johnsen, the former Chelsea man, and he was back in Britain this week, ironically, as part of the Stromsgodset squad beaten by Aston Villa. Up on. Soler leaves it for Stankovic. Now Soler. Stankovic will continue his advance down the flank. Darney. Gary Locke steps in. Salvatore. He's about to be crowded out. He's got the free kick though.
Well, I think Stefano Salvatore was a bit fortunate there. He's certainly played the game at a European style pace, and I'm sure Hearts and Jim Jeffries will want him just to up it a gear.
Gary Naismith, just 19 years of age, but a tremendous talent. So of course he goes and gives the ball away. Olaizola. Ngonga for Lopez. Foul by Ritchie.
Yeah, good turn from Lopez there. Paul Ritchie is probably one of the best man markers in the game. I don't think there's any doubt it's a free kick, but Paul will stick to his man like glue tonight, and I hope that's not the kiss of death as well.
Loren. Olaizola for company down that side. Doesn't need him though. And Donny! And that was so nearly the opening goal of the night, and Hearts were really stretched then.
Well, it's a quite magnificent ball in there. He gets away from Gary, and Danny peels off superbly, and that is a real chance. He's got to hit the target there, and really Hearts a bit fortunate not to go 1-0 down with a man of Danny's quality at the back post there.
Yes, already 3 goals in 4 games this season for the former Real Madrid man. Loren. Ngonga. That's a poor ball, straight at Locke. Adam. Oops. Soler. Ngonga. Back to Miguel Soler. And Salvatore was able to nip in. Weir. Hamilton away to his right. That's grossly overhit though by David Weir. In fair to Hamilton, he didn't stand much of a chance with that one.
No, I think just a wee bit overhit from David. He's maybe just adjusting to the fact that he's moved from central defence into the middle of the park, but the big man's got quick feet in there, he's got a great touch, and normally 9 times out of 10 he's probably one of the best passers of the ball at Hearts, but I'm sure once he settles down the big man will strike forward, have a few pots at goal, because he also possesses a very, very powerful shot as well.
Still remember that wonderful pass that set up Craig Burley's goal in the World Cup against Norway from David Weir. Hearts playing their 14th season of European competition, Mallorca playing their very first. Siviero. Marcelino, who was sent off on the opening day of the Spanish season at Salamanca and served a suspension last weekend in the 2-0 win over Espanyol. Darney and Ritchie, and the free kick goes the way of Hearts.
Well, it's a tremendous tussle there, Paul Ritchie and Danny having a go. 6 in one, half dozen other, but there we are, a nice homer of a linesman there, giving Hearts an advantageous free kick.
Which is taken by the keeper, the French giant Rousset. Loren's header. Weir did well. Now can Naismith. Ritchie. Skimmed off Marcelino's head. Ngonga in his holding role in midfield, looking for Stankovic. Well, the Hearts fans most definitely enjoyed that pass. It's Locke with the throw. Salvatore, well, he's seen plenty of the ball in the opening quarter of an hour. Gary Locke. Salvatore. Can he get past Soler? It's looking promising. Salvatore teeing up Locke with a cross. Away by Siviero. Darney back inside his own half. And Salvatore and Locke between them almost conspired to set Hearts up for another thrust. And Lopez it is who goes down under McPherson's challenge. I don't think it quite hurt as much as he might be suggesting, but we'll see it again here.
No, I think McPherson there probably caught out due to lack of match practice there, but I think just the sharpness up front there of the Mallorca striker just getting in front of him. But Big Davey will settle down. It's a difficult start for him. It's his first game of the season. but he'll bear himself in nicely at the back three there, and his experience will come to the fore.
Indeed, he was at Hearts 10 years ago when they reached the quarter-finals of the UEFA Cup. Spent his career journeying between Tynecastle and Ibrox. Loren is well forward, and it was rather awkwardly off Naismith. Oh, that's a poor pass from McCann, which Presley rescues. And it needed rescuing with Darney lurking. Hamilton. Siviero sticking close to him. This is Soler. And he's away from Hamilton. Ngonga. Loren. Only 21, but considered to be some talent, Loren. Olizola wins the throw off Naismith. Cameroon international. Loren. Oh, given away by Naismith to Loren. And a bit of space for him here. Blocked by McPherson. And now Ritchie. And it's won back fairly by Chupa Lopez, and Naismith has to concede the corner.
Yeah, Paul Ritchie did well initially there. It was good backtracking. He was caught out there, a good bit of strength shown by Lopez, but I can't help thinking that Hearts have been pulled into the European trap. They're trying to play the same game as Mallorca, and if they just stick to their own game, get it down, get it wide and attack them, they could probably fare much better.
It's Stankovic with the corner, should be Rousse's. Oh dear, what a desperate goal for Hearts to concede. Marcelino was in the thick of it, causing problems, but Rousse's punch clear, cannon back towards him and bobbled in the back of the net, and Mallorca rather scrappily are a goal up.
Well, that's an absolute disaster for Hearts. It's a great ball put in, there's nothing wrong with quality here. Gilles Rousset punches it, but unfortunately it smacks straight into the Mallorcan centre half there and just bounces over the line. What a disaster for Hearts. It's very, very fortunate for Mallorca, and now Hearts really have to roll up the sleeves and get right back into this match.
No wonder Marcelino smiles, but what a poor goal for Hearts to concede. A vital away goal as well, of course, for Mallorca. It ain't going to win any goal of the season awards, that's for sure. Locke. Hearts have got to hit back with Salvatore. It's really stunned at Tynecastle, that goal, as you can probably hear. Or not hear much. They might be shouting again soon, though. Locke with the throw. Locke's cross. Ooh, and the ricochet favoured Mallorca. Here's a chance, though, for Naismith to put the Spaniards under pressure. Now McCann. That's not a bad cross, away by Siviero. Salvatore, he's popping up everywhere. Naismith. Stephen Presley. McCann under pressure from the goal scorer Marcelino. Not that he knew too much about the goal. McCann. Salvatore. And still. This could be promising. Gary Locke showed too much of it, though, to Stankovic. And Mallorca on the break now. So they're joining the attack, but it's cleverly marshalled behind by Presley.
Well, as you said earlier, Ian, it's certainly stunned the crowd here. There it is. It's a tremendously whipped-in ball. Rousset's done the right thing. He's decided to punch, and just as horror, it cannons right off Marcelino and in. But there's a little feeling here that Hearts are playing like a side that are short in confidence and haven't been having the best of luck recently. I just hope the crowd can get right behind them and get that wee spark of magic. They'll bring them right back into the game.
Oh dear, a poor start for Jim Jeffries. Hearts have struggled in the league. They lost to Kilmarnock 3-0 and Dundee 2-0. Struggled to get past Ross County in the League Cup as well. They needed penalties. They're a far cry at the moment from the side that were so stunning on the opening weekend of the season, and they beat Rangers here on Sky Sports. A pale imitation of that side at the moment.
Well, Jim Jeffries disappointed, certainly, but there's not a lot you can do. You can plan for everything in the world, how to defend free kicks, corners, and how to defend tactically. And when a slice of luck like that, your goalie punches it against the attacker and it bounces into the net, well, there's really not much you can do. But there's still 2 ties here. There's over 70 minutes left here, and there's 90 minutes in Spain. And there's one thing for sure, this Hearts team will not give up easily.
Well, Mallorca have another corner, so that will be a worry to Hearts. And Oruse will be keen to deal with this one after that lack of fortune, really, which saw Marcelino score for Mallorca. Stankovic then with Mallorca's second corner, and that was a little awkward one to the near post as well. And this is Lopez. And Hearts a panicking handball, I think that was, from Laurent.
Yeah, there's no doubt. A little illegal use of the arm there. The Hearts really need to up the pace here and get the crowd on their side again and get right back into this match.
Salvatore forced back to McPherson. Presley. It's wasted completely, really. Straight through to Carlos Roa. Mallorca were unfortunate not to actually win the Spanish Cup last season. They qualified because the winners Barcelona, of course, went into the Champions League, but they were 1-0 up before having 2 players sent off, hanging on for a penalty shootout. And it took 16 penalties to separate Barcelona and Mallorca in that shootout. Barcelona eventually winning 5-4, so only 9 converted. And Roa, the Mallorca keeper, saved 3 penalties in that. He went on to save a couple at the World Cup, apparently.
Really, I didn't know who was that against him.
Oh, lovely touch that was from Stankovic, which has put Olaizola in. And Presley came across.
Well, we're now seeing the real quality. That's a magnificent link up there. And then really the only thing that's finishing here, it's a poor ball into middle. Stephen Presley did well, but Mallorca are growing in confidence. And it's danger signs for Hearts at the moment.
Stankovic going to lose out that time. Neil McCann. Can he inspire Hearts back into this game? Weir to Naismith. It's left Hamilton with a great deal to do, and Siviero. Oh, Siviero! Did he make contact then with Hamilton? Siviero being summoned to the referee. Hearts have the free kick. He's not going to book him, I don't think.
Well, he's going to try and let this run out there, and Jim Hamilton comes round, and it's well, to say the very least, a body check. Some referees in Britain let that go because they say the ball's still in playing distance, but fortunately for Hearts, the town referee's given it, and this could be a very, very interesting position. Hopefully Hearts can get a goal here and haul themselves right back into this tie.
Well, they certainly need one. They need to lift the crowd as well as themselves. Adam's free kick is poor, though. Adam, that's a bit better, and it's nearly caught out Roa, who backtracked and might claim he had his eye on it all the time.
Well, it's an unusual effort here from Stefan. I'm sure he's just trying to put it in the box, and it very nearly caught out Roa. But I'm sure McPherson, Presley and Hamilton will be absolutely raging at the quality of the first ball. They're all up there again. And Stefan looked as if he tried a cross come short from the first free kick.
Marcelino to his central defensive partner, Siviero. Soler. Siviero. Offside flag up against Darney. Stankovic had also possibly strayed over that. Lock. Adam sliding in. This is Marcelino, whose goal has silenced Tynecastle. Olaizola. And again. Marcelino to Siviero once more. Well, they're quite happy to spray these passes around, I think, at the moment. The 1-0 lead away from home in Europe.
Well, you can hear the crowd getting restless now. They want Hearts to push forward. But as I said earlier on, there's a long way to go in this tie, and Hearts don't want to push too far forward in case they expose themselves at the back. Because one goal's bad enough, but if they were to lose a second, then they really would be in trouble.
Olaizola with the Mallorca throw. Loren fouled by McCann. Free kick.
Yeah, Neil McCann in there again. I'll have to admit he's not the greatest tackler in the world.
This is Arpon. Oh dear, I think that's going to go for the throw. Indeed it will. But I think he meant it as a shot on goal. Hearts currently lying 6th in the Scottish Premier Division. They really badly need to rediscover the form that everybody knows they are capable of. Hamilton put the block on Siviero. Soler's throw. Away by Presley. Mallorca edging the possession, as we can see, and edging it on goals as well at the moment. Hearts with not too many answers. Away by Presley. They'll get the throw. Which will be taken by Gary Locke. Adam, crowded out. Hector Cooper spoke to his players last night when they trained here for around about 20 minutes. He had them all sitting down on the pitch and they were very attentive to him. He's a highly respected coach. Footballers normally can't sit still for 20 minutes though, can they? So I was quite impressed.
Well, allegedly, Ian, yes, that's true, but I think we can see the game so far. Of all the men that Jim Jeffries is missing tonight, Stevie Fulton, the influential midfield player, Hearts would have wanted him right in the thick of things, spraying passes about, and that's really where they're lacking at the moment. Not through lack of effort, it's just that little bit creativity spark that they're missing at the moment.
Can they do something here with Locke's free kick? It's very deep, and Roa actually might have been drifting out anyway, but Hearts will gladly accept the throw. McCann. No foul there. Presley. And McCann helped it on. Hamilton! Oh, and he just couldn't quite connect properly.
Well, that's more than half a chance there for Jim Hamilton. He takes up fantastic positions in the box. It's a great little flick from Neil McCann there, and there's Jim squeezing again. He just didn't quite get a hold of it. But that's a lot more encouraging from Hearts.
Half an hour played at Tynecastle as Roa awaits the corner. The referee has spotted a bit of shoving going on in there, and he's just having a word with Soler. I think it was Soler and Hamilton. Well, looks like they're both going back for a bit more. Stefan Adam's corner. Again, the delivery was poor. Naismith with throw. Mallorca with 3 clean sheets in 4 matches this season. Only Barcelona have managed a goal against them. That was in the first leg of the Spanish Super Cup. They kept a clean sheet in the Nou Camp in the second leg. Naismith.
Well, Hearts seem very short on ideas at the moment. They don't seem to have the keys to unlock the defence at the moment, but they'll keep plugging away. I'd like to see Gary Locke on the ball a bit more, and Gary Naismith try and get Neil McCann further up the park and provide the ammo, because there's no doubt Adam and Hamilton, if you get it to them inside that box, the two of them are well capable of sticking it away.
To 22-year-old Neil McCann in his first cap in Lithuania. Plenty more to come. Firm header from McPherson. McCann again. Presley. He's going to give it to Locke. Must have heard you. It's aimed towards Adam. He did well to keep that in. Salvatore will be first to it. We return to Adam. He won't quite get to that one, though. And it's marshalled behind by Siviero. Frustration for the Frenchman. Tomorrow night on Sky Sports, the nationwide league action comes from the Black Country at Bescot. Walsall against Notts County, Friday, 7 o'clock on Sky Sports 2. And then on Sunday, they tell me it's quite a big game. Rangers against Celtic, the first Old Firm derby of the season. Sky Sports 3 from 6 o'clock at Ibrox, not to be missed.
Well, there'll be one man watching the game tonight. We'll see on Friday Neil Poynton, the ex-Hearts captain here, of course playing with Walsall now. I'm sure he'll be glued to the set tonight, hoping that his former teammates can get a goal in the remainder of this first half and get right back into the tie.
Free kick has gone Mallorca's way. They lead through Marcelino's somewhat scrambled effort, as Rousset's punch bobbled off him and in. Siviero to Soler. Here is Marcelino. Just watch them pump these passes around again. Up on. Tripped by Salvatore, who felt that there might have been a bit of a dive. Certainly felt that the player didn't need to stay down as long as he did.
Well, Stefano's had disciplinary problems in the past, and it's always little naughty fouls, just like that. It's always little niggly ones that Stefano gets. They're silly little fouls at times, and Jim Jeffries been on to him that these little bookings can add up. He's fortunate to get away with that.
Darnay, I don't quite think that's what Mallorca meant to do with the free kick. I don't think that's what Darnay meant to do with the ball. Salvatore. Presley. David Weir. Hearts throw. The Cup Winners' Cup has twice gone to Scotland. Won by Rangers in the 70s and Aberdeen under Alex Ferguson, of course, in the 80s. And Jim Jeffries, no wonder he's fuming, because his Hearts team need to find a spark from somewhere.
Well, I can assure you, when Jim Jeffries gets angry, it's quite an intimidating sight, Ian. Hey, come on, I'm in front of the cup!
You've experienced that a few times, obviously.
Yeah, once or twice, personally, yes. But he was an uncompromising, no-frills full-back for Hearts, who served them for around 13 years, majority as club captain. and he brings the same uncompromising attributes to the managerial job. He's done a fantastic job here. He's been a real hero for the Hearts fans. He's brought the club back up to this base as you see today.
Sierra, one of the 5 Argentines on Mallorca's books. They signed 14 players in the summer, would you believe, and lost 9, including many of their first teamers from last season, including as well Gabriel Amato, who headed for Rangers. The Hearts fans trying their best to urge their team to find a way back into this Cup Winners' Cup tie. Here's at Loren, though. Naismith hassling him well. Now Salvatore cannoned off Marcelino, but it drops nicely for Adam. And an awkward bounce in front of Roa.
It wasn't a bad effort from Stefan there. He wheeled. Salvatore showing a bit force coming forward here, and he's not run out for his goals, but it wasn't a bad strike. You see Stefan there, always looking to hit it on target. And as you say, it's an awkward little bounce for Roa, but used all his international experience to make sure that that wasn't going into the back of the net.
Dani. And remember, this is a Mallorca side that is still gelling, really, after introducing so many new faces. Gelling pretty quickly, it must be said, after a successful start to the Spanish season. Loren. McCann nipping in. McPherson almost showed too much of that. Hamilton's header was clobbered by Marcelino, and that's going to be a free kick. He's reluctant with his yellow cards, the referee, tonight.
Well, we were told before the game that Marcelino was a very uncompromising centre-half, having been sent off in the first game of the season in the Spanish Primera, and he certainly doesn't look like a man you like meeting a dark night.
I'll go along with that, I think. Yeah.
Unless, of course, he's buying the drinks here.
Naismith's free kick. Dave McPherson.
Well, at 6'4", you expect McPherson to be a danger. He got in there. Big Davey, the last time Hearts played here in Europe, Red Star Belgrade, scored a tremendous header to put Hearts 1 up. Only for Belgrade to nick an away goal and knock Hearts out on the away goals.
Here's David Weir. Stankovic is going to intercept that. Back to Soler. And Soler has got himself out of trouble rather well. He was fouled as well by Locke, but it looked for one moment like he was in big trouble.
Well, you see the quality of a player that played for both the Madrid clubs in Barcelona, as you mentioned earlier. He didn't panic when there was not 1, 2, but 3 Hearts players onto him there. Got out, drew the foul, and averted what could have been, can we say, a sticky moment there for Mallorca.
Salvatore involved in another challenge, this time on Ngonga, and ending up on top of him as well.
Just what we said earlier on, Ian, it's Salvatore very early, Hearts end by a tackle. It's just those little annoying ones. There, I think that about sums it up. 4 tackles, 1-1, and we say 3 infringements.
To put it nicely. Dani. Well, that was a strange one. He found the opposite number 9, Adam. Hearts won't complain. Salvatore going down the outside. Adam has found him. Decent cross as well, just steered away by Marcelino. Naismith, Weir. Some boos from the Hearts fans, which won't do their team much good. The offside flag has gone up there.
Well, I find that incredible because David Weir was absolutely outstanding for Hearts last season. He went to the World Cup with Scotland, and he's had a long, hard summer, and he's playing an unfamiliar role there. And for the Hearts fans to be on him this early is unbelievable. I know they want their team to do well, but I'm sure David Weir and the rest of the players would pick it up a gear if they were cheering from the terraces instead of giving them 1 or 2 catcalls.
Well, here's Presley. Adam. Hamilton, it didn't sit up too nicely for him.
Well, Jim Hamilton, another effort goal. He's not had much recently, but he never hides from the action. It's a marvellous little movement there between the two strikers. It didn't strike kindly, and as you say, Hammy just leaning back a touch. But there's one thing about Jim Hamilton, even when he's going through a rough spell, he keeps going back like all strikers do to have another go.
Here is Weir. Naismith to Ritchie. Just about back to Naismith. Salvatore caught out that time by Darnay. Loren back to Darnay, who steps past Naismith, and it cannons off Ritchie. Back to Ngonga, who wasn't afraid to have a go.
Yeah, it's a fair distance out, and he's a defensive midfield player, and it's never going to trouble Ritchie. But yeah, Ngonga, good effort. I was just a little bit mistaken between him. I thought it was Loren for a moment there. Yeah, both very similar.
Ngonga again with the up and under sideways version. It's the third time that Hearts have faced Spanish opposition in Europe. In 1993, you scrambled a goal against Atletico Madrid, didn't you? And they beat them here, but lost the second leg.
They lost the second leg 3-0, yes. We were 2-0 up the home leg with about 4 minutes to go. Lost a late goal, which made it an uphill climb, but I'm sure Hearts can still get back in this game. They've got the players on the break. They may have 2 or 3 back for the second leg and hit Mallorca on the break. If they could just go over there, I'm sure even on level term, Jim Jeffries will be well pleased given the present circumstances.
Locke, Adam, and Weir is unable to knock it back across.
Once again, it's a reasonable attacking position for Hearts, and the only criticism I would say tonight is when they have gone to the wide areas, the quality of the cross has been quite poor, which is very unlike them. I'm sure they've got more of possession now as this game's gone on. They really need a wee bit more penetration up front, get the crowd back on their side.
Roa slipped as he kicked it away, but it didn't make much of a difference. Arpon. Stankovic, who didn't go to the World Cup in the summer. His namesake, Dejan Stankovic, did, however. Not Jovan. Marcelino, whose goal separates the sides. Siviero. Up towards Darnay, but McPherson heard the shout from Rousset. Naismith. Ritchie. McPherson. The crowd are really uneasy at Tynecastle, and the players aren't that much more comfortable themselves. It's a little tense. Salvatore. Locke. Now Weir's header. Oh, and Roa just grabs hold of it.
Well, this is a better quality ball from Gary Locke there, and Davy Weir does very, very well to knock it back, but there's no reaction inside. It's just above Jim Hamilton. But I feel if there's any way back in this match for Hearts, then it may lie in Lee Makel on the bench, the ex-Newcastle and Blackburn player. He's a centre midfield player in the Stevie Fulton mould. He likes to get his foot in the ball and knock things about, and he may just have that creative spark that Hearts are lacking in at the moment.
Mallorca on the prowl again with Loren. Up on Marcelino. Naismith kept a check on that, but a Mallorca throw as we move into first half injury time. And there'll be just a minute of injury time to play, according to the fourth official. Olazola. Corner for Mallorca. And And Hearts will get everybody back to defend this after what happened with the goal, which was so unfortunate for them.
Yeah, there's been nothing between the sides tonight. I'm sure the half-time stats will show that. The possessions be about equal, attempts and goals be about equal. Just one horrendous bit of luck for Hearts, and they find themselves 1-0 down.
Stankovic's corner nearly went straight in, and Rousseau, that was a great punch away. Stankovic can try again. Ricocheted off Naismith, away by Salvatore. He viciously whipped that corner in. Here's Arpon. And the half-time whistle goes at Tynecastle. And Lady Luck was not on Hearts' side when Rousseau punched clear from across, but it cannoned in off Marcelino. A really scrappy goal to concede. Marcelino didn't really know much about it himself. But at half-time in this European Cup Winners' Cup tie at Tynecastle, Hearts have a bit to do. They trail Real Mallorca by a goal to nil.
It's a big weekend of live Super League coming up for you here in Sky Sports 1, and vital games for both London and Bradford as they battle it out for the last playoff spot. On Friday night from 7, London take on St Helens. Then on Sunday from 6:30, Bradford travel to Central Park to take on league leaders Wigan. That's live Super League coming up on Friday and Sunday right here on Sky Sports 1. Sadly here at Tynecastle tonight, the European Cup Winners' Cup at the halfway stage, it's 1-0 Real Mallorca. This is the story of the first 45 minutes. 1-0, as I say, for Real Mallorca. Pretty even, attempts on goal pretty similar, but Hearts have yet to get off the ground goal-wise. No bookings and no one sent off. Pleased to report that so far. And as you can see from that in the action areas, it's all pretty even Steven. But Charlie, it is 1-0 to Real Mallorca. Now, where is it going wrong for Hearts? They're missing key players, aren't they?
Well, they're definitely missing the players that are out injured or otherwise. When saying that, Jim, they're not playing particularly well. Defensively, they are taking gambles, and they were the cause of their own downfall with giving a goal away. But up front, they haven't got really attacking midfield players. Everything's defensive at the moment, and they're not quite, you know, mobile enough to move this back four of the Spanish side. So until they start creating chances and being a bit more direct, then this team will sit and they'll be very comfortable all night.
I think you're right, Charlie. There were warning signs early on. Hearts caught in possession. Things didn't look good, and this was Paul Ritchie. What did you make of this one?
Well, it's about decision-making defensively. We said before kick-off, don't take chances. Young Gary Naismith gives the ball away stupidly, and this happened in 2 or 3 occasions in the first half, and it's simply not good enough. When you're playing at home, you just simply clear your lines. Here's again, it's Paul Ritchie again. This low pass is too quick for him. And when you're playing this type of dangerous game, eventually you're going to be punished. And this team, for me, have looked more impressive the longer this game's gone on.
So did you feel, Charlie, it was a matter of time, having seen what you saw there, it was a matter of time before Real Mallorca would get a grip of this game and score?
Well, yeah, I think they've dominated the game for me. I don't think they've really caused major danger going forward. But in saying that, what they've fed off the mistakes from Hearts. And until Hearts start making the right passes and the right decisions, then this team will be comfortable. They've got to change the pattern of play. I would think about more attacking midfield player to support the front two. I think that would be a help for Hearts.
And of course, after that incident with Ritchie, the goal actually came from the resultant corner, and we saw Marcelino right in there.
Well, that's it. Again, it's basic errors. You know, when you come to the top level and you're playing against the top teams, don't take chances and make sure that the errors are not there. But what they've done again, for me, as soon as Ritchie comes for this, he should be more aggressive. He should really come through his own defender there, and if he would have done that, I think it would have been cleared.
Unfortunate when you see it again, isn't it?
Well, it's a bit of bad luck. But again, the keeper should be, you know, aggressive and take the position by the stranglehold and really say, this is my ball and I will sort the danger out.
John Robertson mentioned Liam Makel. Would you put him on in the second half?
Yeah, I would, because I've touched on attacking midfield players. I think when you have David Weir and you have Salvatore, they're too defensive-minded. They're getting balls and they're playing them square. You need a more attacking midfield player, because then you're going to stretch the midfield of the Spanish team back, Mallorca, and that's what you need to do, because at the moment they're getting all the time in the world.
Quite simply, Charlie, do Hearts need to score in the second half to stay in this tie all round?
There is no doubt for me. I think if Hearts were to come back and at least get a 1-1, I think they have a capable forward line of going and scoring in Spain, but they have to get level. If they finish this game behind, then they're out of the competition for me.
And we wouldn't like that, would we? Well, at the halfway stage tonight here in Tynecastle in the European Cup Winners' Cup, first round, first leg, it is Hearts 0, Real Mallorca 1. Join us for the second 45 minutes. September is a great month for boxing fans, and coming up on Saturday night right here on Sky Sports 1, we've got a huge world title fight for you live from Las Vegas. Oscar De La Hoya defends his WBC World Welterweight title against Julio Cesar Chavez. That's live here on Sky Sports 1 on Saturday morning from 2 a.m. Repeated in full Saturday morning from 9. Right here tonight at Tynecastle. It's Hearts 0, Real Mallorca 1. Let's hope that changes in the second half. Let's rejoin John Robertson and Ian Crocker.
Thank you, Jim. Yes, let's hope that Hearts are fired up for this as they try and keep their European adventure going. The second leg to come on the island of Mallorca in 2 weeks' time. Hearts are eager to get going. Unfortunately, their opponents are not yet out. Gilles Rousset adding to the question as to whether continental keepers should try and catch the ball sometimes rather than punch it, because they always go for the punch, the continental keepers, whereas you'd expect a British keeper to catch it. I'm sure he's thinking the same thing, that young man.
Yeah, I think that's what his dad was telling him there, but no, we've seen in the past the foreign goalkeepers decide that they don't want to catch it because it might fumble it out, but you see an incident like that and you think, well, are they right? But I'm sure Hearts will now have a real go, because we've spoke before. I mean, Hearts have to travel to Mallorca, and the only times they've been there in the past is to visit a little friendly resort, Magaluf, to recharge their batteries at the end. And I think they're staying at the Andalusia Plaza Hotel, and if they don't get a result, it may be Manos they're staying at instead here.
Well, the Mallorca team don't seem to be in an awful much of a hurry, really, do they? They're fans who have come over to watch them. Small band of travelling support, and they're probably wondering where their team are, but they are on their way.
Well, I hope the Italian referee starts it soon, because it'd be an ideal chance for Hearts to pull a goal back.
The Hearts fans singing merrily away, well, those two young ladies are anyway. Hooray, they're here. Thanks for turning up, lads. Mallorca unbeaten so far this season. Hector Cooper giving a little pat to each one of them as they came out. Last season, Mallorca only conceded 39 goals in 38 Primera Liga matches in Spain. An awesome defensive record. But Dani and co are going to have to be breached by Hearts tonight if they are to keep their European adventures alive. And it is the Jambos who will start the second half at Tynecastle. In fact, the wait was because one of the Mallorca players had not appeared on the field. They certainly win the award for the slowest team to come out for a second half anywhere in the world for a match.
Well, I hope they're just as slow with their movement in the second half. But I think it'll be a positive start for Hearts. The crowd are behind them. And let's get a goal in the first 10 minutes.
Naismith now. Hearts have really got to get at them. And cancel out Marcelino's goal. Adam unable to force his way in. Locke's header, and now Adam is there! And Roa, credit to the Argentinian keeper, who was quickly out and very alert to the threat of the Frenchman.
Well, that was a chance for Stefan. It's a tremendous leap from Locke, and it just didn't come down for him. He was very brave, but so was the goalkeeper. That's a promising start for Hearts. And oh, for Stefan Adam to have knocked that one in.
Gary Locke. Salvatore. Shoved off it by Oscar Arpon. Loren. Lopez back to Loren, who was under pressure from McCann, but the throw-in has gone the way of the Cameroon man. He's plying his trade in the lower leagues in Spain before he was signed during the summer. Loren comes to meet it from Olazola's throw. And he's got a cross in as well, and Rousset grabbed hold of that one. Adam. Salvatore. David Weir is pushing well forward, but this is Dave McPherson. And it still is. Naismith. Ritchie. Looking for McCann, but brave header from Olazola, who almost got a boot in the face. Now Hamilton teeing it up for Weir, who sliced it somewhat.
Again, it's promising play for Hearts. Jim Hamilton does well. Lays it off. David Weir's a good striker of the ball. He just came off that a bit, and in the end it didn't really trouble Carlos Roa.
First attempt on goal for Weir. And Stefan Adam is trotting across to the touchline to get a little bit of treatment by the look of it.
Yeah, he's holding his thigh there, and that'd be a massive blow for Hearts there. As short of experience as it is, and Stefan Adam is such a willing worker. He's became a real cult hero here with the Hearts fans for his willingness to do a lot of hard work and of course to score goals. And it'd be a major blow for Hearts if he can't come back on, but he looks okay.
Hearts throw. Salvatore. Didn't quite know where the ball was, and he concedes another free kick.
Well, it's perhaps fortunate for Stefano Salvatore that the referee is a fellow countryman, because that's 3 or 4 little niggly fouls he's had now. And I have no doubt whatsoever that the next one may end up in a card slimmer to the referee's jersey.
Here's Stankovic. Cross came Presley. He gets it back from Locke. And Locke has a little charge with Stankovic. Now Can's going to nip in. Oh, he just threaded it the wrong side of Weir, and Darney's going to latch onto this for Mallorca. He hasn't got much support at the moment, but it will arrive. Loren. Olazola. Arpon. Ngonga. Loren steaming in. They won't keep that in, will they? Yes, they do just. Eventually, though, it will be a Hearts throw.
A little wrap in the ankle there from Neil McCann. And once again, the referee realising that there was no real malice in that. Thankfully, keeps his cards in the pocket.
Well, they have a throw in Hearts. It's been reasonably promising so far in the second half for them, but they have to test Roa. They might do here with Hamilton. She's hooked away. Presley. Adam. Lock. Stefan Adam again. McCann. Nice work from McCann to find Jim Hamilton. Can he get past Loren? It's a throw to Mallorca. Jim Hamilton can't believe it.
Well, it's a real tangle of bodies. I think he's a bit unlucky. Looked like a Hearts throw, but it's much more promising stuff now from Hearts. They've come out with a bit of zip about them. They've had 3 or 4 efforts in goal, and there's no doubt that the ball is steadily heading more towards the Mallorcan goal.
Well, they cruised past Lantana of Estonia in the last round, winning 1-0 away with a goal from Lee Makel and 5-0 at home. Jim Jeffries' side would have been delighted that night to see 5 different scorers on the score sheet as well. At the moment, he'd be delighted to see anybody on the score sheet. Here's Weir. Presley. Presley keeps going, but then can't find the pass to go with his run, and acknowledges the fact.
Yeah, Stephen driving through there again, and I'm just looking at the Hearts substitutes here, and the 2 real people they could bring on to cause a threat would be Lee Makel in the middle of the park and Derek Holmes up front. The rest are really young, inexperienced boys who could all do a job, there's no doubt about that, but it's a night for experience.
Yes, it's a squad that has been stretched to the limit because of injuries. Remember that Colin Cameron hasn't played at all yet this season. It's an injury list that seems to be growing as well. Naismith, the Hearts fans, to their credit, now getting behind their team, and that'll be a free kick. Marcelino's foul. And the first yellow card of the night was shown to Marcelino. I don't think you would have had too many good odds on that, to be honest.
Well, given his reputation, that's true. He clatters Stefan Adam from behind. Not the worst tackle I've ever seen, but the new rules, you tackle anybody from behind, you're in trouble. And maybe he's missed out on the fact that he can't speak Italian.
Hearts now piling bodies into the box to get on the end of Naismith's free kick. Here it comes. Weir is there. Oh, it just dropped behind Presley. Mallorca are a fine counter-attacking side, as they are looking to prove here. Stankovic now for Arpon, and Salvatore just did enough. Got back well. It's a corner.
Well, it's a tremendous counter-attack here, and Salvatore does well. I think it is a corner. If he didn't get that vital interception, then it was a possibility, but there we see the threat and the quality of this team. You can see just why they took Barcelona all the way in the Cup and then beat them this year in the Spanish Super Cup. That's exactly what Hearts are going to be beware of.
It's the Yugoslav Stankovic with the corner. Forcefully headed away by Hamilton. It'll be a throw-in to the Spanish visitors, and they're not in the biggest hurry to take it, but then they weren't in much of a hurry even to come out for the second half. Soler. Stankovic is down. Soler can't use him, but he can use Lopez. Loren. Teasing Gary Naismith, Loren, and tormenting Ritchie. Excellent cross. Dug out by Presley. But they were turned inside out then, Hearts. Chiviero's header to Soler. Ngonga. Cut out by Locke. Ngonga in the way. Chiviero back to Aroa, who's going to be closed down very quickly by McCann. Whiz header. Marcelino's header. Lopez to Dani. Salvatore stops his progress. Now Locke. Adam. Feeding out wide, and Adam's cross will be comfortably collected by Aroa. Salvatore. Block, who's marched through and through. Looking for Hamilton. Soler. Stankovic. Mallorca finding a bit of rhythm with Oscar Arpon. And Gonga. Olazola well forward. Naismith have heard enough of him for the time being. He might need a little bit of treatment.
Well, there didn't look like too much in that to me. But Hearts lucky to survive earlier on. A magnificent piece of skill by Loren. He teased Gary Naismith. He knocked it past Paul Ritchie and whipped a tremendous ball in there. And only a superb clearing header from Stephen Presley stopped Hearts putting this game and perhaps even the tie out of reach.
Xavier Olazola does appear to be in a fair bit of pain. A man who only missed one game last season for Hector Cooper's Mallorca side, and I wonder if they might be forced into a change or whether Olazola will get to his feet. He's looking like he will be able to carry on, actually. Declining the stretcher.
Well, in the old days it was a magic sponge, now it's a magic stretcher. It's amazing what happens when that appears.
Hector Cooper's side have got a free kick as a result. I think he's telling him what he wants them to do with it. But it is only a throw. They thought they had a free kick, but it's merely a throw-in. Olazola still off the field. Can Hearts take advantage of having the extra man at the moment? Salvatore was held back by Stankovic, and that's going to be a second yellow card of the game.
Well, this is where Hearts are the most dangerous. They get away here. Salvatore does well. Again, perhaps it was a foul, but maybe not a yellow card, but that's a big strength in this Hearts team. They like to counter-attack as well, and that's where I feel if Hearts can get back level terms 1-1, they have every chance with their counter-attacking game of doing very, very well in Spain.
Salvatore with the free kick, complaining that the Mallorca man had not gone back, which he certainly hadn't. In by Salvatore, and a super save from Roa to deny the veteran defender McPherson. Corner kick though to Hearts.
Well, we mentioned earlier, Dave McPherson sneaking in there. It's a good first touch. He hits the target, but that's a magnificent save by Roa, using his legs, and Hearts very, very unlucky there. And that's the kind of thing they need to get them right back into this tie.
It's an excellent tackle by Locke. Now Adam. And Locke on the overlap. Couldn't find a cross to match his tackle. Can Hearts breach one of the meanest defences in Spanish football? If you get past the defence of Mallorca, you then have to get past him.
Well, we say it was a magnificent save. David McPherson, great first touch for a big guy. It comes down, he hits the target, does everything right. But there's the international qualities of Carlos Roa to its full extent there. A magnificent save, but it's better from Hearts.
Here's Weir, Adam, and he's escaped Soler. And again, the cross is poor, but here's Salvatore. Dani. Oscar Arpon. Locke was in the way, and just as well, because Stankovic was lurking behind him. Here's Adam. Support behind him in the shape of Locke. He whips it in. It's away by Marcelino. The Hearts fans, at least, are a lot happy with what they're seeing in this second half.
Yeah, it's much better from Hearts now. Good work again from Stefan Adam. But the big problem is when Stefan's out there, we need somebody in the middle to put them away, and that's really, on a night like tonight, where you want Stefan Adam.
Salvatore presented it to Arpon, and here's Darney, and McPherson has got to get in, and he does. Reliable as ever. Naismith. Ritchie. Flicked on by McCann. Ascente and Gonga. Olaizola to Loren. Lopez. There was a bit of space for him to find the ball, and he most definitely found it. Loren. Olaizola. Loren, that's more like it from Hearts. And they have the free kick. The foul by Loren. Jim Jeffries then, who played his heart out for the club and has steered them to good league positions in 3 years and 3 cup finals as well. Winning, of course, the Scottish Cup. They beat Rangers so memorably last season. Adam, unable to find a way past this dogged Mallorca defence. Stankovic now. Mallorca threatening. Interception by McPherson at the expense of a corner.
Well, Dave McPherson's having a fine game for Hearts. He's using experience. He's been rock solid at the back. He's been moving into midfield to help them. And he's probably had Hearts' best effort and goal so far.
Stankovic with Mallorca's 5th corner. I think it curled out. He'll want to forget that one in a hurry, I think. Jovan Stankovic.
Yeah, he's put some magnificent balls in from the other side. And this time he's went for the big outswinger. He's had a fine game so far. The Hearts are clawing their way back into this tie. I'm sure we could be in for a rousing finish if they could get a goal. Get them back to level terms.
Here's Rousset, the big French keeper, who punched straight at Marcelino for the goal, and it bobbled annoyingly in from a Hearts point of view. Marcelino, an attempt on goal, 1 on target and 1 goal.
Very impressive for a central defender, to be fair, but we've said already, it's the most damning thing of all, that is the only difference between the two teams tonight. I'm sure you'll find the Hearts have more than edged the possession second half. They've had more efforts at goal. There'll be more play in the Mallorcan half, but as yet they have not breached the resolute Mallorcan defence, and more importantly, the presence of Carlos Roa.
And now it's Darney, and he'll settle for the corner kick. Cost £3 million from Real Madrid. He was unable to force his way into their multi-million-pound starting lineup.
Well, that's no great shame in that. But he looks apart tonight. His movement's been superb. Paul Ritchie's kept him reasonably quiet, but this is a real danger. We saw Stankovic, the ability he can put them in. Russia's been in trouble twice. Let's hope Hearts can get away again.
Hearts will be fluttering here. Stankovic whipped it in, and again he does send it a great cross.
Well, that's a magnificent ball in there, and if anybody attacks the space behind McPherson and Marcelino, then you had to feel it could have been another goal, but Hearts survive. And there's no doubt that the real danger from Mallorca tonight has not come from their counter-attack. It came from their dead ball situations.
Neil McCann. Naismith. Back to McCann. Naismith. And Gonga. Salvatore now for Hearts. Gary Locke. Presley. McPherson. Hearts fans urging their team forward, and they will get there eventually. They would hope. Gary Locke. McPherson. Adam unable to force it down the line. Soler was in the way, but he might get another chance. That was out. And it'll be a throw into Mallorca.
Well, Soler's had a magnificent game tonight. He's kept an eye on Stefan Adams, runs into the corner there.
They're really trying the old slow throw-ins at the moment, Mallorca.
Well, he's using all his experience there. 33 years of age. It's a very nice age for a football player to be.
Weir to Ritchie. Hearts playing their 47th European match, 18 wins, 19 defeats. They'd quite like to level that up. And they certainly looked better in the second half, with the free kick here going the way of Mallorca.
Well, this looked a tremendous tackle from Neil McCann, and it was. I can't quite believe where the Italian referee got a free kick there, but again, you'd like to see Neil McCann further apart, creating chances and not doing the tackling.
Presley now leading the Hearts charge into Mallorca territory. Locke, Adam. He's held on to it. Salvatore. Locke. Lopez, and he kicked Locke there. McPherson. Locke. Down, it might fall kindly for Salvatore. Away by Siviero, and then by Ngonga. Here's Lopez, renewing acquaintance with Locke. McPherson mopping up. Hamilton flicked it on, but no one there to latch onto it, unfortunately, for Hearts. Chupa Lopez.
Yeah, it was an interesting little tangle there. A little kick at Gary Locke. And I'm sure Mr. Locke here in front of a very partisan Heart support. He knows them all. He's been out there on the terraces with them. We'll probably have a similar exchange later on in the match.
Soler and Stankovic combining down this left-hand side, but to no effect that time. Stankovic is some player, isn't he?
Oh, his touches have been magnificent tonight, and along with this man here, Soler, they really do have loads of experience and skill down this left-hand side.
Weir. Recovered from his own mistake. Naismith. Adam making himself available once again. McCann. Naismith. He looks like he might be running into a bit of a cul-de-sac. It's away by Olaizola. Darney's made a real powerful run to try and keep that in play. Unsuccessful as it turned out, but it's been a really frustrating night for Jim Jeffries.
Yeah, I'm sure the manager there would have wanted the ball whipped in. Gary Naismith, very pacey, very attacking fullback. I think Jim Jeffries was saying that the chance was on to put it in early, get it in early, because that's one thing that defenders do not like.
You saw a brief glimpse there of Carlitos, who's about to come on by the look of it for Mallorca, and he's very quick. Here's McCann, who's pretty speedy as well. Sure Hearts will be considering changes as well soon.
Yes, I think we've touched it earlier on, the two main changes. I'd like to see Lee Makel come on, maybe sacrifice Stefano Salvatore, bring Lee Makel on and try for a little bit guile, and perhaps even young Derek Holmes. He's had one or two games so far. He's got about 3 or 4 goals from 4 starts this season. Maybe they could throw caution to wind and throw another forward on.
Mallorca it is who make the first change though, with Chupa Lopez replaced by the man whose goal clinched promotion to the Spanish Primera Liga for Mallorca. As a result, he will forever be a folk hero with the Mallorca fans, and he's very, very quick apparently, Carlitos, just 21 years of age, but 22 tomorrow, so he'll be looking to celebrate his birthday.
Well, we'll see his pace right away here. He's on to Presley.
They both fall down, and Presley gets the free kick. Birthday boy tomorrow, Carlitos. We won't be getting too many greetings from Edinburgh at the moment. Here's McCann, unusually for him. Couldn't quite return it. Or rather, a damn it was, I beg your pardon.
Yeah, it's another great touch for Jim Hamilton there. Stefan just tries to love it. It just flicked outside his right foot before it hit his left. Stefan looks uncharacteristically tired this evening. He is a powerful runner.
Well, that's bounced all the way through. And Darney now for Carlitos. McPherson just tickled it away. Loren with a throw. That fooled everyone. Arpon. No way through for Carlitos. Hearts have got to dig it out here. They have done well. Salvatore taking over from Weir as the latter stumbled. Naismith. Loren. Hearts throw. Friday night on Sky Sports 2. The Nationwide League action comes from Beskett Stadium. It's Walsall against Notts County in Division 2, and then from the Scottish Premier League on Sunday, it's the biggie, the first Old Firm derby of the season. Rangers Celtic at Ibrox, Sunday at 6 on Sky Sports 3. Hearts running out of time. What can they do with this free kick? He wants it. Here it comes from Naismith. And it might come through to McPherson. Weir. Dam. Not the best of touches from the usually reliable Frenchman. Here's Naismith. Well, they look like they're going to make it some finale to the game as they continue to plug away. Adam. Marcelino, and this is where Hearts could get caught out in their search for an equaliser. It's Carlitos. Pretty woeful cross actually from the man who's just come on. The crowd cheering the public address announcement, asking one of the fans to go home because he's locked his wife out of the house.
Well, that's an interesting one there, but once again, Dave McPherson nearly got in at the back post. He's had a good game tonight, and I noticed a little off-the-ball incident there with the Mallorca number 4, Severo, who appeared to elbow Dave McPherson off the ball.
It's Danny for Oscar up on, and the effort flashed wide.
Well, this is the first real effort Mallorca have had on goal in the second half, and it's a good one. It's a good layoff. He rather snatched at the shot there.
Might have been expected to hit the target with that. McPherson. Hamilton rising. Siviero, it was who cleared. McPherson. Big Dave striding forward and becoming a left winger and getting a free kick. He was just caught by Loren.
Well, Dave McPherson's runs here at Tynecastle are legendary. They normally go from box to box. He's had a fine game considering it's his first match of the season, and I'm sure he'd love to top it off by knocking one in the net.
McPherson's cross, and Weir's header back into the danger zone. I tell you what, there was certainly some real tussling going on as the cross came in.
Well, it was beautifully knocked in again by David Weir, and yet again there's an incident in the box involving McPherson.
Well, there are two men down here,
And it's the same again. The two boys were involved in an incident earlier on in the box, which was missed by everybody, and they've been caught again. The linesman doesn't have his flag up, so obviously he's not seen anything.
Stankovic is the Mallorca man down, and certainly the referee hadn't spotted it because he'd let play continue.
Well, Dave McPherson appeared to be elbowed off the ball earlier on. Here we go again. Let's keep an eye. Number 23. Oh, well, in fairness, perhaps it was Dave McPherson the culprit. They've had a go at each other. Dave McPherson maybe given a little bit of retribution from an earlier incident and got a wee bit more into the bargain, so it's perhaps fortunate that the linesman never saw that incident there.
Well, both players are still down. McPherson up on his feet and explaining what might have happened as far as his version was concerned. Stankovic is up.
I'm sure Stankovic's one will perhaps be slightly different. Well, they're not too happy with each other. I wonder if Dave McPherson knows any Croatian or Yugoslavian.
Well, it hasn't finished between them two, I don't think. Meanwhile, let's return to the football. And Mallorca on the break again. Harpon. Lovely skills to keep control of it from Harpon. Darnay had pulled wide. Soler. Stankovic getting the treatment from the Hearts fans now. And drilling his effort well wide.
Well, there's no doubt in Stankovic's ability. It was an unsavoury incident. Both players equally to blame, I would say. And he's tried to hit this without serious foot, but that's never going to ever trouble Big Gio Russi in the Hearts goal.
Hearts with a throw, 12 minutes to go. Jim Jeffrey sticking with what he's got for the time being, but I'm sure there will be a change in the next few minutes as they look for this equaliser. Here's Miguel Soler, though. And here he is again, giving it back by Ngonga. Stankovic is nearby. That's him, in case you didn't notice, getting booed. Ngonga. Loren is out on the right-hand side. It might get to him via Olaizola. Indeed it does, and that's a lovely pass from Olaizola for Loren. They're so comfortable on the ball, these Mallorca men.
Yeah, they're knocking about well. They're using the experience. A superb little ball here. And he's very, very unlucky here, Loren. His little touch, it may well have been a corner. He's knocked it out. But I feel Jim Jeffries may need a goal to take to Spain, even 1-1. And maybe just throw Derek Holmes, a young rookie centre-forward, come on and rumble them off a bit. He can score goals, maybe throw him on the last 10 minutes or so.
Carlitos, despite his pace, unable to keep it in play. That's the abridged version of his name on his shirt. Adam, Weir. Off Siviero for a Hearts throw. Into the last 10 minutes. It's been a real slog for the Jambos, but still, only one goal separates these sides. Adam now. Gary Locke, rather Presley, I beg your pardon, will get there first. Fouled by Carlitos, free kick.
Well, Jim Jeffries' side have battled manfully tonight. But without 6 first-team regulars, there's no doubt that just that little bit of quality that Fulton and Colin Cameron can give you is missing. They've battled away, but so far it's just been in vain.
Well, it's their 9th Cup Winners' Cup tie. So far they've had 3 wins, 3 defeats and 2 draws. They'd settled for 3s all round at the moment, if they can manage an equaliser here. Well, Loren. Derek Holmes is going to come on any second, I think, for Hearts. Waiting to make an appearance, the youngster, who's already scored a couple of goals this season. They could do with another one from him.
Well, Big Derek is a big handful. He's just a young lad. He's very similar in style to Jim Hamilton. And I'm wondering if Jim Jeffries will go for the 2 of them up front, or maybe just go for a straight swap. It may well be, in recent times, he's taken Hamilton off and put Holmes on. Could be the same again. Or will Jeffries gamble and go for broke and play the 2 of them up with Adam just off?
Marcelino aside, and now I think they'll make the change, although Jim Jeffries just holding back for a moment. He's going to take Jim Hamilton off, but not yet. Or maybe eventually they are going to do it.
Well, Jim Hamilton's won his fair share of headers tonight, and he's had 3 or 4 efforts. Once again, he's worked his socks off for Hearts, and I'm sure it's no reflection on his performance. Jim Jeffries is just trying to freshen up, and he hopes that Derek Holmes can be the man.
Throw in now for Naismith. Adam. Ritchie's header. McPherson. The ball won't come down at the moment. Now it might for Derek Holmes. Away by Olaizola. McPherson made that his. McCann. Once again, quickly has a couple of Mallorca men on him. Salvatore. And Locke might get to this. And McCann goes down, nothing given. Locke, meantime, trying to smack a shot in. Darney takes the heat out of it for Mallorca, who will be more than happy to go back home with his 1-0 lead. McCann involved in that penalty incident, and he's got the corner. This is the penalty shout for Neil McCann.
Well, it's quite an interesting one, because Neil McCann definitely gets there first. There's a similar incident to the one which caught out Jap Stam last night. But unfortunately for Hearts, the Italian referee decided he wasn't going to give it.
Before the corner is taken, Jovan Stankovic is going to be replaced by Luis Carreras. Carreras is a defender. He can be a defensive midfielder, so no surprise that they're bringing him on for the creative talents of Stankovic. Wins tonight for Chelsea and Newcastle in the Cup Winners' Cup. Can Hearts salvage something? Adam's corner, and Aroa wasn't happy, but the referee's given a free kick for the challenge on the keeper from Ritchie.
That's a nice ball from Adam. Roa comes, Ritchie jumps. There's not a lot in that. And Neil McCann at the back post here might just have sneaked it in. Yeah, the arm was up.
Half a chance for Paul Ritchie, but Roa with this free kick. Looks set to keep his 4th clean sheet in 5 games this season, Roa. And I wonder if the English Premiership club that has recently showed interest in him will come back and show a bit more interest. Here's Naismith. Effectively away from Olaizola and right onto the roof, in fact.